I'm Allison Godlove in the SISO studio, sponsored by Map Your Show. And speaking of Map Your Show, Jerry Gildea, Chief Sales Officer at Map Your Show, joins us now. Great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great for you to be here. I want to start with MYS Insights. So how does that tool empower trade show organizers to make more data-driven decisions?
Sure. Well, there's really kind of two aspects of it. There's the exhibitor side of it, and then sort of the predictive analysis side of it for organizers to use to kind of track their events with other events of similar size. Mm-hmm. So they can ultimately figure out, here's where we were compared to the last couple of years. Here's where we are compared to cohorts, those events of similar size, and where we think they're going to ultimately end up in terms of things like square footage or, wall-bound alerts, things like that. Mm-hmm. From the exhibitor side of it, the tool really helps them with retention. So we're doing some interesting things to surface data about exhibitors as to why they may or may not renew, mm-hmm. and then kind of ranking them at high risk so that the show can get in front of those issues that might potentially be there that they don't know about.
Yeah. Which is a great insight to have. Yeah. Right. Sales Accelerator leverages AI to help exhibitors increase their ROI. So can you walk us through how that works and why that is really a game changer for trade shows?
Sure. So to do that, I'll provide a little bit of context first. For the longest time, we've been able to supply exhibitors with leads ahead of the event. With that lead came the attendee's name, their email address, and company name. What we're doing with Sales Accelerator is really kind of providing so much more information about that attendee, the more company detail, other people within their organization who might be a lead for that particular exhibitor. Mm-hmm. Surfacing all of this, we're tracking attendee behavior better so that the exhibitor knows exactly what those individuals have done, whether it's searching online, planning to see them, scanning their badge on site, and then making it really easy for those exhibitors to follow up. So it really targets two aspects of I think, what all exhibitors struggle with, and that is promotion ahead of the event and follow up afterwards.
Yeah, which is both so key for those trade shows. Exhibitor engagement and retention, they're challenges as we're, kind of talking about. So how do those two new solutions create a more seamless experience for organizers and for exhibitors?
Right. So again, both kind of approach it differently. Through this Sales Accelerator program, I think the data that we're supplying to those exhibitors really allows them to get more out of the events, mm-hmm. right? Because the data is so much more rich and it's easily surfaced for them. Making them want to come back year over year. From the organizer side of it, I talked about it a little bit related to insights and just surfacing that intel about exhibitors and how they're interacting with the platform ahead of the event. Are they paying on time? Are they downsizing the booth? Are they upsizing their booth? It really lets them just get a different peek into what's happening at the event. So, yeah.
Great. Map Your Show has been a leader in event technology, obviously, for years at this point. So how do you see AI and data analytics shaping the future of trade show management in the next, say, 5 years?
I think it's interesting. I joke all the time that I feel like we're in the gold rush right now for AI. Everybody's trying to come to the table with a solution. It's very different than it was a year and a half ago, because now I think there are real practical business solutions and how people are adopting AI and utilizing that. We've kind of been at the forefront, but with that said, we've been working on these two products for over a year now. They've been in development a really long time. So finally getting them to market has been really exciting. But, I think as things evolve, it's only going to make things better. Mm-hmm. What we're highly focused on right now is just creating better connections between attendees and exhibitors. And that's how we're currently using those AI tools.
Yeah. Yeah. And for organizers who may be hesitant to adopt some of this new technology, because as it's new, it's out there, people are starting to figure it out. What would you say to them about the value of MYS Insights and the Sales Accelerator in today's competitive event landscape?
Yeah, I think you have to be on top of this, right? And when I say that, it's a buy-in across the organization. Right. A lot of times we get in discussions with one particular person when there's 4 or 5 other stakeholders involved. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be my biggest recommendation, is just to get all the stakeholders in the room to address the questions, the concerns, learn more about the product, and then ultimately figure out how they can adopt that to better improve their own businesses.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, thank you for coming by, being here in the studio with us. We appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us in the SISO studio, sponsored by Map Your Show.